guys. Shannon Robnett here with the Robnett Real Estate Rundown. And wanted to just chat with you guys, kind of talk through some of this stuff that we're seeing in our current environment that's not our normal environment. We can go ahead and acknowledge that because I think everybody's kind of figured out by now that what's happening with the world economy is, well, it's unprecedented. And what we're seeing is people make decisions based on what they feel is the best information that has broad sweeping effects that none of us all completely 100% agree with. Nobody agrees with all of the medical, nobody agrees with all of the politics, and nobody agrees with everything. So we're going to try and keep ours just to the facts here, and let's just talk. We're going to talk about unemployment, and we're going to talk about what's going on right now. And we're going to talk about the fact that currently in our nation, we are having an unprecedented, massive layoff. Let's just use those words right now so that everybody can get used to hearing unprecedented and massive. The reality is that at the end of the day, there's nothing in history that we've ever seen like this where we've lost 3 million jobs in one day. But the reality is we didn't lose those jobs. Those jobs are on hiatus. Those jobs have been closed for health sanctions. Those jobs have been closed for, by government order. Those jobs are going to come back very, very quickly. And I think that's important to look at. We haven't lost any of our core sector jobs. We're not losing massive amounts in the construction industry. We're not losing massive amounts in the tech industry. We're not losing massive amounts in the banking industry. And we see that there is a lot going on that gives us hope that once this virus is figured out, we will begin a swing back to the positive. We will get into territory that we're very familiar with. But let's look at the number of layoffs. 3.3 million claimed unemployment. Now, that was prior to the stimulus package being passed. And so quite possibly that number may go away. Number may change almost immediately because the stimulus bill that was passed on Friday of last week, there are provisions in there for owners to be able to file for claims to reinstate their payroll for 2.5 months and then have grants that forgive that. There's all kinds of things. And as everybody's trying to disseminate the information, I didn't want to really get into that ballpark. I just wanted to talk to you about the 3.3 million jobs that were lost and the fact that we had a 3.6% unemployment rate in the nation, 326 million people in the nation. So we lost 1%. So effectively, we went from 3.6% unemployment to 4.6 overnight. And we will probably advance that by another 0.5% or 1% to 5.6, which is still between 5 and 7% unemployment is considered a healthy rate in this nation. So we will be within a healthy range where we have been at a 50-year low prior to, and I don't think that people are really understanding that what that's done to our economy. We've been so labor restricted in our economy that it's pushed a lot of our pricing up because we've got to pay more to get the jobs done. So for us to go from 3.6% unemployment to 4.6% unemployment, and unemployment in areas that I think the government has sorely mislabeled, trying to make it clear they've called them unessential jobs, which everybody that's been out to eat or tried to go out to eat the last week and a half has realized how essential they are. But for health reasons, they have closed those jobs because of the proximity of people in restaurants and the wide, range of people that come from different areas to do just that. But anyway, at the end of the day, that isn't what they really are. They are essential jobs. They do serve a part in our economy. But for us to look at what is going to happen, it's going to be pretty devastating to the small business. But, you know, the Applebee's of the world, the KFCs, they're going to be rehiring immediately. The grocery stores everywhere are hiring. And so a lot of those people lost their job in one area, filed a claim, and then went on the job hunt as you would. So a lot of those 3.3 million people won't make it through their waiting period before they found another job. That's another thing to understand in the statistics that you're looking at. We're not talking about the way that we're paying out on that immediately. 3.3 million people lost their jobs. Maybe 1.5 million of those are employed at the end of the week, but they filed their claim. So I think those are things to be looking at, things to take into perspective. But we are still below, even with that, we are still below a healthy range. And being below that healthy range puts us in an area where there does not need to be catastrophic concern. There does need to be concern. Things are different. 3.3 million people out of work for any period of time is a hardship on our economy. But it's not devastating. It's not the market meltdown due to the mortgage fraud, the mortgage, everything that went on with the housing market and everything that went on in that last economy. That's not what this is about. So guys, take heart. Don't get lost in the facts as they are presented. Get lost in the facts as a whole. 3.6 million people, 3.3 million people and a 3.6% unemployment rate do not a disaster and a multi-year recession make. So let's keep positive, people. This is Shannon Robnett with the Robnett Real Estate Rundown. Hope you're having a great and fabulous day. Thank you.